We talked about Neanderthal man. Now, this year, we're talking about the players. These are the key artifacts, the key individuals, the key concepts that have been used by the evolutionary community to get evolution adopted as the main thrust of the educational profile. And they have succeeded. But when we examine the details of each of them, we find that they fall apart. Neanderthal was supposed to be an ape developing to a human being. But it turns out that Neanderthal was simply an isolated group of people after the flood of Noah, isolated in Europe during the Ice Age. Our brain capacity is 1,350 cc's. His brain capacity was 1,450 cc's. Cro-Magnon was 1,650 cc's. And they lived during an ice age, and Neanderthal invented the first super glue. Ladies invented shopping centers. They worked in metal, they worked in jewelry, they worked in fabric. There's a sketch, the Magdalenian woman from a Neanderthal site in Europe, and she's a young lady seated on something. She has a very stylish jacket. She's wearing a pantsuit. Well, in an ice age, you would want to wear a pantsuit, wouldn't you? And she's wearing a tam cap. Style. Plus, they invented spindles and the spools to make wool and cotton, perhaps, fibers into yarn to weave clothing. Not simply using the skins of animals, but they had actual clothing. So they invented the first shopping centers along passageways of water, along riverbanks, where you could float down, go shopping, get basically what you wanted. The men invented the first manufacturing plants. They found an entire guild of systems where some worked in clays, making figurines. So they were sculptors. Some worked in stone, some worked in metal, some worked in wood, some worked in hides, in leather. They were incredible. But they also invented the first movies. I thought this was really intriguing. Were it not for their invention of the movies, we wouldn't have the graphics and the cartoons and the cinemas, etc. How did they invent the movies? They took a 70 millimeter diameter disc that had a hole in the middle. Probably was originally used as a part of the spindle for making yarn. And so they took this. On one side, a very clever Neanderthal etched a deer with his feet in the air. On the other side, in perfect proportion, they etched the same deer with his feet in the grass in the meadow. They took straps, connected them with the hole in the center, would twirl them like that and pull them, and the deer was running in the meadow. They invented cinema, the movies. So once we study these, this year, I've had fun teaching this.